for Apple. CNBC TV18 learns from sources that the FIPB tells the DIPP that there won't be any justification for a waiver from local sourcing norms. Shreen Bhan joins us now to tell us more. Shreen.
Okay, let me start with the good news, guys. So the good news is that the FIPB has basically said that yes, Apple can open stores in India under the single brand policy where 100% foreign direct investment is allowed. But that's where the good news ends. The bad news is that the FIPB has disagreed with the DIPP interministerial consultation. The recommendations made by the DIPP committee was that Apple should be given a waiver from the 30% domestic local sourcing norms. That's part of the overarching FDI policy for single brand retail. Now, the FIPB's contention is that there should be no discretion. The FIPB's contention is that Apple or the DIPP's committee has not been able to prove on record any material evidence that Apple brings to the table cutting edge or state-of-the-art technology. Now, let me take you back a little bit, because when the NDA government had come to power, Amitabh Kant, who was then the DIPP secretary, had moved a cabinet proposal saying that on a case-by-case basis, the government could take a call on exemption from the 30% sourcing norms if a company were to clear state-of-the-art technology criteria. Now, the FIPB's contention is there is no material record to prove that Apple brings state-of-the-art technology to India. And if we were to give this exemption to Apple, then what about everybody else? Why not a Xiaomi, or why not a Xiaomi, or anybody else who may choose to come under the single brand route? They would seek that exemption as well. So the FIPB has now sent its recommendations back to the DIPP, strongly disagreeing with the points of view of the DIPP as well as the Department of IT and Electronics. So DIPP as well as the Department of Electronics had proposed that that waiver be granted to Apple. So where does this leave Apple? Back to square one. It can open its stores in India if it wants, but it will not get the exemption, at least if you go by what the decision has been as far as the FIPB is concerned. What could the next step be for the government? They could allow Apple to start setting up stores in India and then say, well, 2 or 3 years down the line, you can start sourcing from India. So they may give them a 2 or 3 year time frame or a breather from the local sourcing norms if Apple commits to starting sourcing from India in 2 or 3 years' time. So all of this continues to be on the table. These are options that the government will have to consider. But net-net, what we do know for a fact is that the FIPB has said yes to stores and no to exemptions.
Okay, Shreen, thanks a lot for that. Well, of course, this news is for those who can afford iPhone, not for people like me.